and today I'm going to talk about the Farmers Produce Trade and Commerce Ordinance Promotion and Facilitation Bill of 2020. In this, I will talk about the brief history of the bill. I will also talk about the bill, what are the implications of in the private sector, and I will also talk about the frequent FAQ regarding the bill. So uh, the first talk about this bill was came in form of an ordinance by the President of India on 5th of June 2020. When the after the ordinance was passed, when the Parliament got opened, it was first introduced in the Lok Sabha on 14th of September 2020. Then it was passed in the Lok Sabha on 17th September 2020, and it was passed in Rajya Sabha by 2020. If you look at the current scenario, the bill has been signed by the President of India also. So let me take you through the history of this bill. I will talk about this in two sets. The first is the licensing era, and the second one is the post-licensing era. So I would like to talk about. I would like to start from the Berar Cotton and Green Market Act of 1887. So why this bill has came into effect from the British period. So in the British period, the British wanted to have a local procurement of the goods so that they can sell in their country. So uh, so with this Berar Cotton and Green Market Act of 1887, it empowered British residents to declare any place in the assigned district a market for sale. So the people can, so there would be one designated area where the sale of the produce will be taken for the effect. Then comes the Model Bill of 1938. So Government of India at that time prepared and circulated a bill across the states. So it was at the free will of the state if they want to implement it or not. So it was in their discretion. Uh, so it had enabled the state to enact a legislation for regulation of agricultural markets, but nothing was much done in this respect. So there was an additional act of APMR Act, which is also known as APMC. The full form of APMC is Agricultural Produce Market Committee of 1958. So Odisha government was the first uh, to enact the act at the state. Uh, it's also a model act, so it is dependent on the state whether they want to implement it or not. So first one was the Odisha, then the other, uh, and then the last one was Sikkim that enacted its APMR Act as late as in 1923. Then I would like to talk about the Model Act, uh, Agriculture Produce Market Development and Regulation Act of 23rd 2003. So let me talk you about the Model Act. So what is a Model Act? So if I from a simple definition point of view, a Model Act is something. Uh, a Model Act is something where the central government designs an act, and it is at the discretion of the state whether they want to implement it or not. They can modify. So it's like an ideal set of principle where the central government says that these are the principles, these are the rules that are ideally have to be laid down. But since agriculture it comes under the state act, so uh, without so it has so state has got the right to whether implement it or not. So talk about the act in 2003. So there were some salient features. So the first time the local authority can set up a market. So so earlier uh, the local party was not were not allowed to set up the market, but this time when the local party can set up the market, earlier there were locally administered APMC committee, that is Agriculture and Produce Market Committee, and all of the producers have to sell their produce at the respective mandi. There was also a first mention of the contact farming, and the licensing was substituted by registration. So there would be a proper procedure for the registration, and there was not any license. So talking about the implications, so there were some drawbacks. It failed to serve the full objective of price discovery. So, uh, since the produces are being sold in the local mandi, so there was a problem, and Prices are determined by the auction method. So let me talk about the basic economic principle. So uh, when a crop gets harvested, since the farmers are not having any area to store their produce, they directly go to the mandi, and at a single point of time, there are so many producers coming to the mandi to sell their produce. Since the supply of the produce is very high, the prices tends to get low. So uh, so the farmers are getting a lesser price, and also there's it's not a uh, fair fair method for price discovery since it is based on auction. It might be possible that in my mandi the prices are different, and in a place that is 100 kilometer far away, I can get a better price, but I am not allowed to uh, sell my produce uh, outside of my mandi. Then comes a Model Act of State Agriculture Produce and Marketing Development and Regulation Rule. It's a rule of 2007. So in this, there was an emphasis on the conduct and evaluation of the committee. So like there was not any new element for this committee, but it basically talked about the regulation, how a committee should work, how what should be the conduct, and it also laid down some concrete rules related to contract farming and also licensing requirement for e-markets. Talking so in the year 2016, Niti Aayog in the year 2016 brought some shortcomings like the adoption of model act across the country. It says that the uh, there says that there was a need of model act that would take care of agricultural marketing and that suggests a legal template and also reduce some intermediaries. So normally, uh, so in the current scenario, if we see that uh, a farmer sells his produce, then there are some intermediaries, then there are some more intermediaries, then there then there is some food processing company, and after processing there are some more there the margins get deducted for the retailers, distributors, and then finally the product goes to the consumer. So there are so many in between a farmer and an ultimate consumer there are so many people, and since there are so many people they will have some margins, and because of the margin the producer, the farmer, gets a very less price, uh, and as and when we go to the subsequent parts of the value chain, the prices increases, and that's why the price the farmers are getting is very less. In 2016, there was a talk about the electronic national agricultural market. So uh, states can voluntarily join this market. So the basic aim of this market is to enhance the efficiency of the sale and also to bring price efficiency. Uh, but one of the caveat in this agriculture electronic national agricultural market was that the states have to modify their APMC uh, since the current at that time the APMC Act was such that farmers cannot sell their produce outside the mandi, and since this e-market enables the farmer to sell their produce at any part of the world, so there was a need to implement there's a need to change modify there's a need to mod, there's a need to modify their market, their APMC Act. So there was also some problem like the post emphasis has largely been on the production segment, while the post production has the best been on the periphery of the policy. So, if we see all that, the uh, main focus was on the production, like the process involved in the production, but there was not any emphasis on the post production process. So there was a need to also regulate some post production process. Then comes in 2017 new model law, which is Agricultural Produce and Livestock Marketing Promotion and Facilitation Act, called AP, in short also called APLM Act of 2017. So the salient feature of this was it's a way to move away from pure regulation and development approach to promote promotion and facilitation centric platform and barrier free unified market and steps that could double the farmers income. So in 2017 the central government has came with a plan that it wants to double the farmers income by 2022. So all these bills and all these steps and measures are being taken by the government to double the farmers' income and uh, yeah, increase their income. So after this, one point came where the central government thinks that there was a monopoly of the state APMCs, and they have to uh, they and the state local APMC or mandi charge some fee for the process, and this is resisting farmer to not get enough income. So then come a farmers produce trade and commerce bill of 2022. Since this PPT is not updated, it is written ordinance, but since it is now changed, we have to call it a bill. This bill restricts the state's power to define only within the boundary of the APMC Act. So, according to this bill, a farmer is free. Uh, it is the will of the farmer if he or she wants to sell their produce in the APMC mandi or the outside their APMC mandi. Also, the state has the power only confined in the boundary of the APMC mandi, uh, uh, and it is and and it gives traders a choice to operate inside or outside the APMC, and there's no licensing requirement for the e-market earlier. So, if we talk about the e-market of 2016, there was a third party has to register has to get himself registered to set up a e-market, but now the licensing requirement has been abolished. Now I will talk about the Model Dash Act. So the if you see in the top, there's a dash. So I have written dash because in place of dash, it comes any state. So it can be Model Madhya Pradesh Act, Model or Model Chhattisgarh Act, Model Maharashtra Act. Since it is a model, so it is written like this way for 2030. So I will just talk about the you can pause the video uh, and read all the things. I will just talk about the salient features. The objective was to develop agricultural marketing, focus on the agricultural marketing. Under this act, a private or legal person or local authority can set up a market, and it is not mandatory that only state has got the power, although they have to get themselves registered, and there is also some investment requirements. There are some criteria set by the government. Only the only if you fulfill this requirement, then only then you can set up the market. There is no compulsion of the grower to sell their produce to existing market administered by APMC. However, uh, there was a provision that agriculture uh, who will be producing outside the market area of sale will not be eligible for the APMC election. And there was also a new chapter of contact farming. It added to provide for compulsory registration of all contract farming sponsors. So the farmers have to be registered well. And recording of contract farming agreements is resolution of disputes, if any, arising of any agreement. It is also and also yeah, one more salient feature of this 2003 was there whatever the produce will be there under the contract farming, it won't market fee won't be levied. So, like in the case of APMC Mandi, there was some market fee, but in this uh, act, in this model act, there was there's no the sponsors don't have to pay their market fee, and there is also licensing was stock and time bound registration produce uh, procedure laid out. Then comes the Act of 2007, Model State Agriculture Produce Marketing Development and Regulation Rule of 2007. So according to this, you can pause the video if you want. I will just talk about the salient feature. According to this Model Act, application for a grant of license for private players to set up in one or more market. Private market by establishing a private player can establish their market yard. There is also an application of establishment of e-market, and it shall be submitted and entertained by the licensing authority. And the prices quoted by the buyer shall be net payable to the farmer including the market fee, brokerage charge, etc. Talking about the ENAM, uh, Electronic National Agricultural Market of 2016. So it's like an aggregator, it's like an Amazon where there are some buyers, there are some sellers in the form of farmers, and the buyers in the form of retailer or the food processing organization. So till now there were 17 states and one union territory that have modified their APMC Act to comply with the ENA. Uh, and take the data, if we take the data about from the data.gov.in, there were only 585 markets that have been integrated till to 2019. It is a voluntary uh, and not mandatory for the state government to onboard. Farmers, traders, mandi boards, FPOs, and logistic providers can register. So these all are other stakeholders. See, they are farmers, they are traders, they are the mandi boards, they are farmers producer organization that is also called FPO, and a logistic provider. What is the work of logistic provider? Uh, they will be they will facilitate the trade. So the if the farmer has registered itself himself and there is a trader, so the farmers uh, can log in through the portal and they can sell their produce and this logistic provider will take the produce from the farm gate and provide it to the traders. Uh, uh, then I will talk about the 2017 Model Dash State Union Territory Agriculture, Produce and Livestock Marketing Promotion and Facilitation Act of 2017. According to this Model Act, there was an attempt to move towards promotion and facilitation centered platform and it was a government desire to enhance farmers' income. It was natural that Model Act addressed not just marketing of field crops, but multiple other commodities, including fruits, vegetables, flowers, spices, medicinal plants, livestock, poultry, fisheries, etc. Talking about the salient features of the Model APLM Act of 2017, so it was a full democratization of the market committee, disintermediation of the food supply chain by integration of farmers producers. So like the food supply chain, the traditional food supply chain has been broken, and there was a direct connect where there was a step to integrate the farmers and the processors so that the farmers can get a honest price. There was a promotion of a direct interface between the farmers and processors. So the processors. If you talk about the processors in basic sense, the processors can be anyone. It can be Britannia. It can be ITC procuring the wheat for from the farmers. It can be Nestle for the procuring wheat, tomato, spices to make the ingredients of the Maggi. It can be anyone. So by this, the food processing units can know about the problems of the farmer and they can coordinate between themselves. There was also a promotion of e-trading. Uh, there was a provision of a single point of levy market fee. So in the traditional APMC committee, there were so many fee. Like you, for example, if you go to the market, uh, you have to pay the fee for the auction. You have to pay the fee for the person who is paying. You have to pay fee. You have to pay the transaction fee. And what are the use of this fee? This fee, the justification of this fee is given that this would enhance the infrastructure uh, of the concerned mandi. However, if we look at the data, the infrastructure has not been developed. There was not any. So if we, I will talk about this in a later stage. So, uh, uh, due from this bill 2020 bill, the APMC is rebuilt in all of the states. But in 2006, the first state that has repealed APMC was Bihar. So let us see what has happened to the Bihar. Uh, so the inability of the farmer to store the produce for a long duration often results in disaster. Uh, how? If a farmer grows their crop and harvest it, so uh, so generally the harvesting follows a seasonal pattern. So if I grow wheat now, and after 3 months, the wheat grows, and so all of the farmers will harvest their crop. And at that particular time, the supply of this wheat is very high. And from the economics point of view, since the uh, supply of the produce is very high, the prices will be lower, and that's why they do distress sell. So there was a need to enhance the efficiency of the market of government of Bihar, and that's why they repealed Agricultural Produce Marketing Committee in the Act of 1960 in 2006. They repealed. So after the repeal of the APM Act, all the assets, including movable and immovable, belonging to Market Committee or State Agriculture Marketing Board, has been vested in the state government. There was a continuous decline in the facilities provided by these markets, in spite of the availability of basic infrastructure in this market. As also, there was no revenue collection in terms of market fee. Uh, so since the APMC has been repealed, so there was not any work on the infrastructure. It may also be noted that reform in the existing policy of the government is key for the infrastructure development, but the inflow of investment also depends on a number of factors. So it was observed that the abolishment of APMCs in the state has created a vacuum in terms of proper administration and the market and maintenance of the existing infrastructure of the APMCs. So if we talk about this, so what happened? Uh, since the APMC Act has been repealed, so the it has created a vacuum in terms of proper administration of the market. So there was not any proper forces guiding the disciplines of the market, and there was also not uh, any effort. There were not any effort to maintain the existing infrastructure of the APMC. Since they are not getting taxes and all. So if we talk about this table, so in the top side left, if we see, if you analyze, so there's a year of sanction and refinance, there's capacity, there's total investment, there's total private sector investment, there's total subsidy release. So if you look at this table, so the investment from the private sector has been increased, and the role of the state government has been taken at a backstage. If we take a look at the table 3.6, uh, we see that the APMC Act does not seem to have any correlation with the investment. However, there's a trend in the investment so that investment show that capital subsidy scheme has encouraged private sector to make investment in the cold storage infrastructure. It has also been observed that there has been no major capital expenditure by the state government on expansion of the infrastructure in the agricultural produce market after the repeal of the act in 2006. Why there was not any uh, expansion of the infrastructure? The state government has given the justification that they are not getting any taxes from the agricultural produce market committee. So the repeal of the act has not definitely provided a suitable environment for the private sector, but the same needs to be supplemented by the basic infrastructure and policy of the state. So the lesson learned from the case of the Bihar is that although you have rebuilt the APMC of the state, but there's also uh, in spite of that, there's a need to support the local farmers. There's a need to local infrastructure. You have to build an ecosystem uh, where the farmers and the private sectors can thrive. Now the main point comes. It's a Farmers Produce Trade and Commerce Bill, Promotion and Facilitation Act of Facilitation Bill, Act Bill of 2020. Broad objective of this is to give a multiple market option to the farmer and end the monopoly of the state APMC Act. Key highlight it talks about promoting e-trading through digital platform. Uh, Here, central government to play a key role for the platform payment. The same payment should be within a day or 3 working day in some condition. There will be no fee to be levied from the state government. State government does not entitled to any fee. It also allows anyone with a PAN card to engage in trade, and even open e-trading platforms. So there's not any requirement of licensing. So all the bureaucratic hurdles have been this have been taken care of. So one thing that people are having doubt is the farmers don't have the capability to negotiate the price. The farmer, since the farmer is very poor, uh, he or she not is not very technological literate. So it would be very difficult for the farmer to deal with the private players. So the justification given by the state government was since you are not having the uh, since as individual farmer uh, cannot deal with the private players, there's a provision for the promotion of the farmers producer organization. So what is the farmers producer organization or farmer FPO? Farmers self-help groups promoted by NABARD, NABARD, or central government organizations are considered as FPOs, provided they are promoted under a scheme of government sponsored by central government or state government. So, this bill talks about uh, an environment to create a FPO. So, the FPOs can collectively negotiate the price of their produce with the farmers. Uh, so, for the electronic, so I will talk about this electronic trade and transaction platform. No licensing is required to set up a trading platform. Now, this is quite important. Since agriculture is a state subject, but agricultural trade comes in a concurrent list. So the government hasn't done any hasn't acted on the agriculture as a whole because since it is at the power of the state, but it has uh, twisted uh, it has focused on the agricultural trade part uh, on which the agricultural trade part on which the state and the center both have the power to do. So APMC would still be there, and traders can operate in both APMC and trade area depending on his other choice. For trading in APMC, the trader should have valid license registration as provided in the state APMC. That is given the APMC FAQ answer. Authority under state APMC Act is restricted to market yard, sub-yard market. So, like the authority of the state APMC, it is only restricted to the confined under the boundaries of the APMC, and they are not having any power outside their boundary. This it's not the ordinance since the PBT is not updated. It should be bill. This bill is only applicable for the trade area, that is the area outside the premise of the yards declared under APMC. State APMC Act would get override by APMC. So these are some FAQ questions. Procurement at minimum support price will stop. These are some allegation. So the government has answered that the procurement of the minimum support price will continue. Farmers can sell their produce at MSP rate at their respective APMC market. So the thing is, if you are not getting a higher price outside the APMC market, then you can come to your APMC respective APMC market and sell your produce at a respective minimum support price. And if you are getting a higher price outside the APMC market, you can sell there. So where there is a win-win situation, you can sell. The next question is, if farm produce is sold outside APMC mandis, this will stop functioning. So this is a very extreme case. Uh, Here the question is since APMC mandis uh, works at a minimum level, and if every farmer go, starts and if every farmer starts selling their produce outside the APMC mandi, then how will they will thrive? They will not having any fund to develop their infrastructure and to have their proper functioning. So the government answered it in a very indirect manner. It says that Mondays will not stop functioning. Trading will continue here as of before. Under the new system, farmers will have the option to sell their produce at other places in addition to the Mondays. They have not so the government has not directly uh, answered this question. Uh, the third question is, what will be the future of government electronic trading platform like ENA? So according to this bill, any person holding the PAN card can uh, develop a platform for the trading. So what will happen to the electronic trading platform of ENAM? So the government asked that the ENAM trading system will also continue in the mandis. Trading in farm produce will increase on electronic platform. It will result in greater transparency and time saving. So guys, uh, this is my detailed video since it is my first video that I have been uploading. Uh, so very sorry for all the stutter that I have done, or very sorry for all the my unpreparedness. Uh, but if you like my video, if you like my effort, kindly like my video and subscribe to my channel. I will be posting more content regarding the general studies. I will be, if you like my video, uh, I can also post the video for two other bills that is related to the contract farming and the AB and the Essential Commodities Act. I can talk about that. Till that, I will be also posting some video regarding marketing, branding, and some stuff that I will be learning as I am studying in my college. So kindly subscribe to my video and hope to see you. Bye. Tata.